Stephanie, well, thank you for joining me. Good to see you again. How's the last couple of days been for you here at IMEX?
Fabulous. I was here last year and it was fabulous coming out of COVID, but I must admit this year the excitement on the buyers, the exhibitors, I think the vibe's really here. I think it's been a fabulous show. I think yesterday was great, but today's even better, even busier.
Fantastic. And any sort of new developments? What's the latest news on Sands and Macao?
Lots of things are going on. I think our biggest news is we've actually had our arena, our largest M.I.C.E venue, 15,000 seat Cotai Arena out of service for a few months now. We're actually doing a full refurbishment of this venue. This will open, we're looking at October, November if all goes to plan, and it will open as the most technically advanced multi-purpose sporting and M.I.C.E venue that can accommodate up to 15,000 people coming back online, which we're really excited about.
And how's the Sands brand in Macao? I mean, obviously Macao is just obviously a mini Las Vegas, but for that part of the world, what's the market like at the moment for events in Macao?
Things are going well. Coming out of COVID, we were held captive for a little longer than the rest of the world and locked up for 3 years, but I must admit we've come back quite quickly. The surrounding sort of Asia-Pacific markets rebounded relatively faster than our long-haul market. But I think over the last 12 months, we've started to see some of those more internationally long-haul markets return. So we're starting to see some Australian traction. Site inspections are coming back for the US, and actually we're welcoming our first European site inspection for a group next year in the coming weeks. So actually we're starting to see that more well-rounded global business coming back, which is great.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the Sands in Macao? How many properties do you have?
Of course, yes. So we've got 12,000 rooms, hotel rooms and suites. We're the largest hotel company in Macao. We've got a total of 9 interconnected properties, all situated within the same locale on the Cotai Strip. And we refer to 3 large integrated resorts that make up the 9 hotels, with the Venetian, the Parisian, and our newly opened integrated resort, the Londoner Macao, which takes on a more British theme. Yeah, so it was a property that we did, we worked with a design studio in London actually, in partnership with David Beckham, our brand ambassador.
Oh, wow.
So the top 2 floors of the Londoner Hotel are actually designed in partnership with David himself. So they're actually really unique and quite impressive. A lot of his own personal photography through the rooms itself, so they're really quite special.
Fantastic. And in terms of sort of demographic, how do you see the change in events at the moment? Do you see it's quite different in terms of what people are asking for these days compared to COVID times?
Yeah, I do. Groups generally, I mean, we have a lot of space and a lot of rooms, but it's not always the bread and butter. Our average size group's still relatively small, you could say 150 to 200, provided our largest properties over 4,000 rooms. Our smallest properties are around 300 rooms, so we do see group sizes are generally getting smaller, of course more experiential, but I think the biggest thing we're sort of seeing now is that health and wellness side sort of resonating quite a lot with those M.I.C.E corporate groups, where they're seeking out, not only are they seeking out that experiential component, but a lot more are looking for that health and wellness element, and not just at a basic level, really trying to curate an experience for attendees that is really, really personal and sort of out of the box. I think coming out of COVID, people don't want that stock standard, downtown tour and so forth. So it's really trying to recreate yourself in that competitive market.
And do you see a certain trend of certain types of events coming in? Are there particular sort of economic sectors that are stronger than others?
Yeah, we do. We do quite well in the tech sector. We find a lot of it I put down to the locale of Macao. Singapore has always been a great central location in Asia. Macao, I guess we've got a competitive price point, but we're equally located sort of between the US and Europe. We're also in a good catchment area with China and Asia. So those global companies, whether or not they're headquartered in the UK, Europe or the US, have a lot of offices or delegate bases sort of all around the globe. We're generally centrally located, that we can actually provide a location that's equal or to get all of those delegates in with accommodation up to 12,000 hotel rooms at an international standard that's almost unheard of. The level of accommodation is world class.
And sustainability is obviously a big topic. And how would you integrate sustainability into the hotels and obviously to the events that you run as well?
From our infrastructure in our hotels, sustainability is really at the core of what our parent company, Las Vegas Sands, does. I think our buildings, we always build our properties to be quite sustainable, right through to even the food that we work with, the produce that we get in, even a lot of the recycling of unused food and so forth. All of that's quite important in all of our day-to-day sustainability initiatives. Also, a lot of our groups and our meeting initiatives, from our air conditioning controls to the drinkware with the water that's consumed, and whether or not it's the equipment and so forth in the meeting rooms, everything. And there's quite an array. We have a green concierge that manages a whole world that manages our green part of the business. So it's not only is health and wellness such a prominent subject, I guess, coming out of COVID, but sustainability, I think, is something here to stay, and it's something that's really important for us as a company.
I know that you see a lot of incentive events, groups coming in as well, do you find?
We do. Incentives predominantly at this point coming out of COVID, we get a lot of from within Asia and Asia Pacific. We do get, at the moment, a lot more of our long haul business is conference based. A lot of the US business or Australia. Some of the inquiries we're looking at for the UK are also more conference based. But I do think we will start to see the incentives. Macao, I always think of Macao as that untouched, it's that second tier Asian city. It's never going to be the Beijing, Shanghai, the Bangkok city, and nor do we want to be. We want to be that incentive destination that people may not have heard of, or there's an element of unknown, which sort of adds to that enriching incentive experience. So definitely incentives has always been a big part of what we do, and we're confident that will continue to return soon.
Fantastic. And how's 2024 looking? Pretty strong?
Very promising, yes. I think we're very much looking forward to the second half of 2025. It's already quite busy, and I think we're just working on a lot of big contracts now, and I think it's only going to go up from there, so we're really happy.
Fantastic, great. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time and giving me a bit of an update what's going on from Sands and Macao. Wish you the rest a good show.